So let's take a look at how we can create a dynamic PowerPoint presentation to put in our presentation page. So here we are in PowerPoint. You see I have created my slides, the introduction, some results and conclusions. And now I want to make this into a PowerPoint presentation that they can be viewed on my presentation page, but also with dynamic, where you can step between different areas. There are different ways of doing this in PowerPoint to create links between slides. One way is to insert a text box where you write some text. Doesn't have to be a text box, can be some other document or some other object. But anyway, if you select it and then you pick and insert a link here. Insert link, and then you can take to a place in this document, and then I can go to conclusions. So now when I run my presentation and I press here, it will jump to the slide conclusions. Another way you can create a link like this is to use the zoom function within PowerPoint. And what you simply do then is that you take on your left sidebar here, you take the slide that you want to jump to, you drag it onto the slide, and then you will see that you get a new tab here called Zoom. So here you have some options to select. What will happen when you press this in your presentation? Should it return to the previous slide? I pick that here. Should there be a zoom transition? How long should it be open? Here you can also pick if you want this button to look differently. We can take this rectangle. So now when I run my presentation, I click slideshow. On this slide, I will have two opportunities to proceed. If I click to go to conclusion, you will get to the conclusion. But then you have no link back. As you can see, this will then end my presentation. If I use this zoom function, I press this picture, it will now zoom in and the people can read this in more detail. And since I had this setting to go back to the previous slide, when I click again, I will get back to the introduction. So here I can add several options for people to go to different pages. It can look a bit different, and all of them will bring them back to this introduction slide. Simply drag, drop, and then you choose your settings here. They will work the same now in my presentation. Go directly to conclusions, or I go back. So here you can create an interactive poster with different areas that you can click. Go to the results, read them in details if you have more results, but you always end up back on the introduction page. There's also something else you can do. If you add let's add a shape here. We type some text, hover here, and then you go to insert, and then you click action. Then you can choose different things that will happen when you either mouse over this button or if you click it. If you take mouse over here, I choose that it should play a sound and I should applaud myself. And when I click it, it should make an hyperlink to, let's say, the previous slide, or if you select a specific slide. Now, if I run my presentation, I will get an applaud when I hover here. Applause. And I can go to these different parts. Also remember, if I click this, I got to the first slide again. So these are some useful features that you can use, and they will also now be available when you embed this document on your presentation page. So when you're done with your presentation, you just send us the PowerPoint file and we will embed it on the web page. And it could look something like this. So here you say that we now have the PowerPoint presentation pages embedded in the web page. You can see the different slides to the right. You can go directly to them by clicking. Or if I now press next, you will see that I get to this introduction slide. And here you can see if you click this, again, you will zoom in on these different slides. If I click, I will go back. And when I hover over the green area, well, I get the applause. And if I click it, I go to the first. Well, these sounds may become a bit annoying, so don't use them too much. But this can be a nice way to make an interactive PowerPoint presentation that you can have instead of a traditional poster. This can be a nice way to present your work on the MacWasp online conference. And here you also can combine your recorded slide presentations with this dynamic movement. So this is my first slide, and on the next slide you will be able to choose what you want to hear more about. So please pick a topic here. And here I can really describe what you are seeing on these different pictures here. So please pick a topic here. So these recordings I do slide by side in PowerPoint, and in this case I prefer not to have the camera on this particular slide. So please pick a topic here. To summarize, I think this could be a nice way to make a dynamic presentation and to put things into perspective. So please pick a topic here.